close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We played the levels of Letterman jocks. Pins on the jacket, the man's abundant. The point of the road was being and rugged. Hushing, I'm plotting on pants in London. The products are not being scared of some judgment. Gotta stay in the cut. Cut you off if you ain't making the cut. Couldn't tell you who the hell is behind us. You start to forget when you stay in the front of it's up. And it's up for grabs, no remorse for who I'm taking it from. Numbers I give on my scoreboard is the only form of us staying in touch. That's saying enough. It's time to receive all of the favors I've done. Too late for y'all to switch teams. Everybody getting big leagues. Product flying out the shelf. What's in store for us? Known to hit a hole in one to get the crowd to shoulder shrug. Shots are limited. I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whatever, boy. You know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We played the levels of Letterman jocks. Shout out to Steve. The boy getting love from the harsh critics. Strauss hit me bi-weekly to tell me keep taking it further. You aren't finished and I gotta listen. Any son of believing and see that I'm actually breathing and doing it real time. Love to pull an idea out there and there. Act on it and profit in real life. If we not aligned, don't present me a dotted line. Yeah, I'm a QB, but I ain't handing on nothing for someone to monetize. And it goes to the birds too. Can't give it a time of $1, so cut her eyes. They get X-Style for they had the potential to be my ex. I know all the plays, I'm a seasoned vet. Yeah. Always showing up, known to hit a hole in one. Look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whoever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We played the levels of Letterman jocks. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang all out, Iwo Jima got one flag. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. About my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing ya. We swinging for the fences, with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat. I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie. You don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the P's, you gon' see the...
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. What is going on, Mafia? I am so happy to be back, and it makes it sound like I took like some kind of crazy hiatus. I was only gone for like let's see, what did we missed? Yeah, really only gone for 2 days, but 2 days away from the Mafia, guys, feels like an absolute eternity. And, guys, we are starting to get some moves on Bitcoin right now to the downside, but we are approaching some key levels of support, so I want to talk about those lower levels that we have to keep our eye on. And, you know, guys, as we take a look at the charts here, you will know we are getting, obviously, some kind of a move to the downside. But when we zoom out, nothing is really too alarming just yet. But is this the start of a move down to our next major key level at around $28,050, where you guys know we have a point of control as well as a golden pocket, almost in perfect, beautiful confluence. So are we going to make it down to that level, or is this just a little fake out, and are we going to get a strong bounce? We're going to cover everything on tonight's live stream, the levels to the downside, the levels to the upside, and then we'll give you the bullish case, the bearish case, and then I'll let you know which way I'm leaning. But guys, as you guys know, shout out to Sir Quest, says Uncle Frank. As you guys know, I went to North Carolina to go meet my nephew, who is indeed very, very cute, and I'm not afraid to say when a baby looks ugly, right? But he's a cute baby, thank God. But hey, he's got those Frankie Candles jeans. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not I'm not being vain here. I'm not being vain. I'm just joking. It's a joke. Everybody calm down. But guys, we got a lot to look at on the chart. So let's say what's up to the Mafia really, really quickly, and then we'll jump right into the charts. But before we get into it, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure, where you guys will all have multiple chances to get some free giveaways. And this week, on Friday, is going to be a very, very big giveaway. We have a bunch of giveaways to make up for, as I missed a couple of streams and last Friday's stream. So it's going to be a big giveaway. So smash that like button if you haven't not already. And without further ado, let's say what's up to the Mafia and then jump right into this dumping Bitcoin market. Oh my God, Bitcoin's going to zero. Guys, just don't worry. We're going to cover everything for you. And hopefully by the time you leave this stream, you'll know, you'll have a little bit of a better idea of what I'm expecting from the markets. But we got Dave Digital says, Dave Digital's a little salty. Dave's a little bit salty. Let me know, Dave. Why are you salty? Are you salty because are you salty because I went to go visit my nephew? Let me know. But shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for being here, bro. As always, showing support. Shout out to Kay. What is going on? Yeah, Bear Div on the weekly sold it. And if you watch the Frankie Candles live stream, you will have seen that Bear Div on the weekly. Can't talk. That Bear Div on the weekly before it even started printing. And we're going to cover all this, guys, in just a second. Shout out to Kenton Smith. What is going on, man? Thank you for being here. Dahal, long time no see. He's in the premium Discord. I just went live at the premium like an hour ago. So shout out to the Hall. Good to see you here, man. Just soaking up all that Frankie Candles content. I love it. Kush Patel, what is going on, man? Spamming those premium Frankie Candles YouTube membership emojis. We got maybe Band-Aid said Dave salty because it was 4 days. 4 days. Well, we did a premiere on Friday, so I only really missed, I guess I missed 3 live streams. All right, so it was 3 live streams. Sorry, Dave. It won't happen again. Sometimes Dave gets a little nervous. He's like, Dad, where'd you go? Dad, where'd you go? Don't worry, Dave. I'm right here, buddy. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to maybe Band-Aid for gifting those memberships earlier in the chat and for that super chat. I appreciate you, bro. But guys, shout out to our mods. Show them some love in chat. You know who they are. We got Darren Does Things, Bro Tip in the house. What is going on? But guys, as we're getting this move, I don't want to spend too much time here in the chat. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the charts. Here we go. So here we are on the Bitcoin 30-minute, but we're not going to start there, guys. I do want to go ahead and turn off that TA and just take a look at the price action here. AZTV says, Frankie, 28.8K. We must bid and protect. Shout out, Sailor's Entry. Shout out to AZTV, bro. Thank you for being here, man. Blanchard's Bees in the chat. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in. But guys, we're going to talk about those lower targets if this is a legitimate dump, and we are going to get those lower prices. We're going to talk about those key levels we have to keep our eye on, but let's go ahead and jump onto those higher time frames. And I forget who said it, but as someone said in the chat, the weekly bearish divergence. Now, guys, when we zoom out here, we kind of notice not the craziest dump, right? Like usually, I feel like it's been so sideways lately, which thank God, the couple of days that I did decide to take off from the stream, Bitcoin basically just went straight sideways. So thank God. Usually it decides to screw me over, and every time I take a minute off, it's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and yeet to the upside or yeet to the downside. But yeah, shout out to Jack of All Trades, says, hey, Frankie, good to see you again. Shout out to Jack of All Trades. Thank you for being here. But guys, the weekly bear div. This was the first warning sign. And again, I don't want to pretend like this is some massive dump, at least yet. But as you guys know, kind of my major sentiment or my overall sentiment on Bitcoin as we came up here and printed this bearish divergence is looking for shorts at the lower highs, right? Or at least favoring the shorts at the lower highs rather than looking for those moonshot long positions. And obviously the bear div on the weekly is more of a bearish sign, which is why we were expecting to break down out of our sideways range that we were trading in for quite some time up here, looking for that move to the downside based off of money flow. And if you watch the show, you'll know exactly what we were looking for, and hopefully you've learned and taken notes so you guys can know when that happens before price actually moves. But as we got that move to the downside, we just started another treacherous sideways range here, and essentially we're just back down at the lows of that local range, which is right here, but we'll get more into that in just a second. But as we were looking for this breakdown of this first range that we had right here, one of the things that we were looking at before it was actually printing was this weekly bearish divergence. And let me just go ahead and pull up let me just pull up a fresh chart here real quick, just so we could get a little bit less noise on the chart. Let me go ahead and hide that indicator. We're going to remove the TA here, and like I said here, we have the higher highs on our price action here. Obviously, this is not going to be really news to anybody who's been watching the show, but as we've been looking for at this basically since we started, right before we started printing it, but we had our higher highs on our price action, lower highs on the momentum waves, giving us that open alligator mouth that is a bearish divergence, which is one of the main things that was making us expect a bigger move to the downside as we were hitting our head on resistance here for the second time. But continuing to play out here, guys. And again, obviously, this is not the biggest dump, at least just yet. Money flow on the weekly is continuing to come to the upside here. However, our VWAP, if you guys remember to last Thursday on the live stream, we were talking about how wasn't really sure if we were going to get the green dot on the weekly this weekend, or this past weekend now. But we are going to be looking for this VWAP to curve back up towards the zero line. So really just a little bit more of a bearish look that we got that rejection. Not completely unexpected, but your money flow still coming to the upside. As you guys know, one of those main things that I'm looking at in order to flip more bearish in the long term is going to be this money flow curving to the downside, which has not happened yet. So this kind of remains the same. No new information on the weekly other than that rejection from the zero line with the VWAP. Our 6-day, kind of the same thing. Money flow continuing to come out. Rejection on that VWAP at the zero line. And then obviously the 4-day telling a very similar story. And I believe we looked at this on the live stream last week. We were looking at that money flow crossover into the green, but we were looking at the possibility of it being a fake out, because I was talking to the premium Discord earlier, and I was saying, like, if you guys remember, we were looking at this 3-day money flow crossing into the green, and I was like a little confused, right? Because as we looked at the 2-day money flow, the 2-day money flow was still coming out, and I'm like, usually the lower time frame will lead into the higher time frame, but at that point, that 3-day money flow was crossing into the green, but our 2-day was looking still pretty bearish, which was making us think that we might get a fake out into the green before reversing into a bigger red wave, and that is exactly what we got. And on top of that, guys, I would potentially be expecting a little bit more downside here. We have a fresh red dot on the 3-day as well as a fresh red dot on the 2-day. Again, money flow still continuing to come out here. A little bit more of a bearish sign than a bullish sign. So there is definitely a possibility that we can continue down here. And if you watch the show, you will know one of those key levels that we're looking at is this macro point of control right here at about $28,050. And not only that, we also have a golden pocket coming right in at that level as well, almost in perfect confluence, just a little bit above there. But this is really one of the major levels of support that we've been looking at. And are we on our way there? I do think it is a possibility. And I'm going to talk about why it might even be, why it might be a decent place to look for a long position, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But are we on our way to this point of control / golden pocket level? It's definitely possible, guys, especially with that 3-day red dot as well as the 2-day red dot and the money flow coming out. Also, money flow back in the red on the daily. Now, I would be careful with this because money flow has basically been bing-bonging up and down into the red, into the green, into the red, as we just have this super, super choppy price action. But as of right now, money flow back in the red here. And if you know anything about Market Cypher B, you may be seeing already why I would be looking for longs at this level. Again, if you know what to look for on Market Cypher B, we'll get to that in just a second. But again, I do think it's possible that we could make it down there, again, based off of the 2- and 3-day red dots and the money flow on the daily crossing over into the red. So I don't know if we're out of the woods yet on this dump, guys. Now, locally, if we're talking more locally, I wouldn't be surprised if we do wind up getting some kind of a bounce in here short term. I mean, ooh, yikes. This actually looks worse than it looked before. Pretty harsh rejection on that zero line with our VWAP. But we'll dive into the lower time frames in just a second. But, guys, the macro levels still remain the same. Next key level of support is going to be basically at this blue box, which is, again, the golden pocket POC confluence of the macro range. And we also were looking right here. This is a very key level, guys, because as you know, once we come up to that level, you break below the value area high. Once you break below that level and you come back up to bearishly retest, this could be where you start to, if you can't get back above this level, that could be where you get accepted into the more macro range, which is one of the big reasons why we've been looking at this POC level, right? Because as we continue to struggle to get back above that value area high, it would be expected the next likely place for Bitcoin to go will be that point of control. And with the confluence of that golden pocket, just makes it that much of a more saucy level. And we know once you lose that value area high, where is the next likely place for Bitcoin to go? Well, I just said it, but I'm just trying to test Creighton C. I think he's in here. Creighton C, if you're in here, once you lose that value area high and you can't get back above it, where is the next likely place for Bitcoin to go? There we go. Yeah, shout out to V-Slim. Shout out to Grateful. Welcome back, Frankie. Shout out to Tsuki. Thank you for being here. There we go. POC up in the chat. Let's get it. But you guys know, right? Once you can't get back above that value area high, you are looking for a move back down towards your POC, which is why this is a very key level. Now, if we did wind up getting that move down there, guys, I will tell you what I am looking for. Because, as you know, once we did get this bounce, right, to go test the value area high, then we came down and took another test of the value area high, got that rejection, right, as you would expect at that level. Not only is this a value area high, but it is also the value area low of our previous range, right? Let me go ahead and unextend this. It is also the value area low of our previous range, making it that much more of a significant level. So, not a surprise to get a rejection there. However, if we continue down, guys, this is kind of, look at the POCs in the chat. Let's go. But one of the things that I'm going to be looking for, guys, is as we approach this level, we front ran, right? We came down to about $28,575. We did not come down to touch this golden pocket. So if we do, the reason why this could be a very, very saucy level is because if you start to look at something like the daily, actually, let me check the 2-day. Ooh, 2-day. I don't know if the 2-day is going to set up for that, but the daily. This is really what I'm looking for, guys. 16-hour blood diamond. Bing, bong, baby. But as we look at this, guys, the daily. As we look at Market Cipher B, if we get this move back down to this key level, now not only are we just looking for some kind of a bounce off this level due to the nature of the golden pocket and the POC, but if we are able, now I don't know if this is going to happen. I don't know if we're going to be able to maintain this as we start to get this momentum wave to come down, but if we are somehow able to get that move down to that golden pocket POC, and this momentum wave on the daily can maintain a higher low, this would be a significant level to look for a bounce, especially if you see this bull div on the daily. Now, we're going to have to reassess the situation when we get down there. What does the money flow look like, right? If the money flow on the daily is starting to come back up into the green, that might be where you want to start, looking for a longer term, long position. As you would expect, that money flow curving into the green would indicate that the long-term trend would continue to the upside. However, if we come down there and this money flow is continuing to come out into a bigger red wave, we may just look for some scalp positions. That's very important to realize. It's not just as easy as waiting to come down to the level, seeing the bullish divergence, and then just longing blindly hoping for a moonshot, right? It's not that easy, unfortunately. But this could be a very, very good signal that you'll get at least some kind of a bounce, but we will have to reassess the money flow when we get down there, not only on the daily, but also the lower time frames. But we won't really know what's going on until that actually happens. We have to wait for the price action to develop. But this is going to maintain, this is going to remain the key level of support to the downside if this push down continues. Now, let's talk a little bit about more of the short-term price action here, right? As we start to get, let me go to the actual live stream chart, and let's pull up the lower time frames. Now, I'm going to unhide the TA, and these levels, for the most part, remain exactly the same, guys. Yeah, these levels remain almost exactly the same. We have come down and just kissed that first value area low at 28.8K. As you guys know, this is like a key level of support we've been watching forever, and we just got a little bit of a bounce off of it today. But as we dissect these lower time frames, for our VWAP, harsh rejection at that 0 line, we need this to curve up, right? But let's take a look at the lower time frames. The 2-hour VWAP. This is, Yeah, this is, you did have the 2-hour bull divs starting to print and confirm. You're starting to play the red dot, green dot game here. That div is invalidated at this point. But as we work our way down, 1 hour VWAP is curving back up towards that 0 line. Now, technically, you will have a, I don't know what the heck just happened there. But technically, this is a dicey divergence, guys. I would not be long in the farm on this, but if you really zoom in here, you obviously have lower lows on your price action into a key level of support with your higher low on your momentum wave, giving you that 1 hour bullish divergence. Now, this is not even printing yet. This is just starting to form. You want to wait for that green dot to print before you make any decisions based off of this. Some would like to wait for it to confirm. Obviously, if you wait for it to confirm, you're going to get a little bit of a worse entry, but that's obviously going to be up to the individual trader depending on your risk tolerance. But again, like pretty much an exaggerated bull div here because this angle is not that sharp, right? And the exaggerated bull divs could potentially give you false signals, or just a lot of times they just don't play out as much as ones with more extreme angles. But it is there. You want to wait for that green dot to print. If we do get a bounce there, guys, really the levels I will be looking at, I would be very, 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 very cautious. Let me readjust this. This blue box. There we go. But as we come up, I would be very, very cautious of this 786 value area low level. I'm actually going to turn this purple for resistance. But I would be very, very cautious of this level, because if we are, every time we deviate away from the value area low, we do not want to get super, super bearish and just look too short. Support, right? You don't want to short support. You want to short resistance and long support. Now, with that being said, you don't just long when you see a bull div at support. You have to do a little bit more analysis than that. And the reason I would be careful as we deviate away from this value area, like just back test it, right? Look, deviate from the low, put in a bull div, low, lower low, low, higher low. That's your bull div right back up to the highs of the range. You get just in general, deviation, right back to the high. Deviation, right back to the low. Deviation, right back to the high. Deviation, right back to the low. And not right back, obviously. But that is essentially what we are looking for. And as we come and deviate away from this low once again, the one reason I would be a little bit careful here, not that this bull div is not here, but the one reason I would be careful is because you do have that 2-day red dot freshly printing on the chart. If that confirms, that could indicate more downside, as well as more than the red dot, the money flow on the 2-day, 3-day, and daily. This would indicate that the downtrend is likely to continue, right? And that's been my sentiment for quite some time, right? We came to the high of this volume profile, looked for the short, got it, came to the POC, looked for a continuation before, as we could not get back above this level, looked for a move down to your value area low. We finally got it. On the pump back up, we looked too short, not only this lower high, but also this lower high, because money flow was coming out, indicating the trend was going to continue down. So that's why we were favoring those shorts at the lower highs. And again, not impossible to get a bounce here if we print that bull div, but I would just be careful, because those 2-day red dots and the money flow would indicate the trend would continue to the downside. And if we do come up, I will be looking for shorts at lower highs. So we'll talk about where those lower highs may be likely to come in. But as we look here at the 90-minute, no bullish divergence here. It is invalidated officially. Taking a look at our 30-minute and 45-minute, we do. Well, yeah, this is kind of what I would look for the short-term bounce here, guys. 45-minute bull div, right? Let's see. With confirmed snake eyes as well. You have your higher low on price, your lower low on your I've had that backwards. Higher low on your momentum waves, lower low on price into a key level of support. So this, once you print this green dot on the 45-minute, that 1 hour is likely to be following suit very, very closely, and that's likely where you're going to get that bounce to the upside. I would just be very careful at this value area low. 786 confluence, because if we are as always, right? Like anytime you deviate, when you come back up to that value area low, you have to reassess the situation, right? Because if you come up here and you're getting bearish confirmations, this would be a good place to potentially put in a lower high. And like I said, we were going to get into that in a minute, and here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and pull our fib from this impulse down all the way to the low here. So I'm actually going to readjust this level. Get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to go ahead and readjust this purple box to accommodate that golden pocket because this is now going to be a little bit of a bigger zone. Let me actually get rid of that fib. So this is kind of the area where I would expect, this is the first level that I would be looking for a harsh rejection if we get a local bounce. You have your golden pocket, value area low, not perfect confluence here, but enough to be looking for a rejection. Obviously, your 786 you want to keep an eye on as well at $29,126. And then if you start cracking this level, obviously your POC is going to remain another level to keep an eye on. However, once you get above this 786, you may be getting accepted back into this range. So once you hold support on top of that value area low, you could look for a continued move up, not only to the POC, but eventually the value area high. And again, I do want to stress here, guys, like, we're moving sideways, right? Like, this little dump is kind of exciting, but we're basically moving sideways. But this is just kind of locally what I'm looking at. 45-minute bull div, 30-minute bull div is also looking to print momentarily here, potentially printing that 30-minute bull div. But again, with the 2-day red dot, the 3-day red dot, the 3-day money flow, the 2-day money flow, the daily money flow, all looking more bearish for a bigger move to the downside. So if you're not down there scalping the low time frames like all of us degenerate traders, in the more macro, really what I'm looking for is a potential break of this range. And by this range, I'm talking about this macro range, right? Once we get below this level decisively, we start to creep into that $28,050 level. This is a little bit different. The reason this level is different, guys, is because we're looking at the Bybit chart, right? This is the Bybit chart. That's the POC we were looking at. This is the Bitstamp chart. So the levels are slightly different, but not too much different, right? But that POC on the Bybit chart is at about $28,050. So I'll just put a horizontal line there, adjust this blue box, and I'll go ahead and label this POC, or previous POC. So there you go. Key levels remain the same, right? Because it's like, oh my God, we're moving, but we're just bing-bonging around, right? It's been like this for almost a month. Yeah, but yeah, Bitcoin barely moving down, alts wrecked. We're gonna take a look at the altcoins in just a second. But guys, key levels remain exactly the same. Again, if we get a bigger move down, 2850, the golden pocket POC confluence is going to be the level to look at right here, right? So again, those exact levels are 28,378. Between $28,378 and $28,017. So if we do get that move down, that's going to be the place to look. And again, not only the place to look, but that little bullish divergence on the daily, not printing or anything like that. You got to maintain that higher low. But if you're able to, you may be able to get a significant bounce off that level. But short term, I would look for a potential little bit more of a bounce to the upside. This is how I'm handling it, right? Let me turn off Market Cipher A. In the long term, not looking to enter any crazy swing trades on Bitcoin until we come down here and reassess the situation, which with everything I just went over, you guys are getting all the info now. But just locally, I'm playing the local ranges, guys. I like, simply put, the volume profile rules all. As you deviate below your range, you're not getting super bearish, right? Because if this bullish divergence winds up playing out on the 45-minute, on the 30-minute, and potentially on the 1 hour, we could get a bounce. And once you start getting that bounce and you get above the value area low, you could potentially start targeting the highs of the range. So short term, this is kind of what I'm looking at, looking to assess this short-term bounce. And if we get above that value area low, kind of looking to trade this potentially back up to the value area high. But in the medium term, simply not getting excited for any big long positions until we come down towards that POC. And the bearish signals are there. 3-day money flow crossover into the red. 2-day money flow continuing out, and the daily money flow crossover into the red. So I would have to lean a little bit more bearish in the medium term. However, in the immediate short term, I do think the local bounce could continue. And guys, I hope this doesn't happen, but we could potentially just wind up bouncing back up into this range to come visit the highs, right? And then potentially look for shorts. You know, until we get a big move, guys, simply just treating this as a range, looking for longs at the lows and shorts at the highs. Same thing as we've been doing for quite some time. If we come back up here, looking for the short back down, and then eventually, depending, this is why we trade like this, because if you scout these local ranges, if we come back up here, we'll just look for a scalp down to the value area low, and if we wind up getting the breakdown there, you get a little bit of extra gains, and then, you know, eventually at some point, if we're going to break down to this level, that's kind of where you're going to be like, okay, this local range is broken. Now I'm looking for more of a swing long position at this key level, or more key macro level, obviously with the correct confirmations. So let's go ahead. That's basically the gist on Bitcoin. I know it seemed like a lot happened, but simply put, we're just getting a small deviation from this range. I do think it could turn into a bigger breakdown, but as of right now, we have to treat it for what it is. And with these 30 and 45-minute bull divs printing, or looking to print potentially, we could get that bounce back in the range and then wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin's back at 29.3. You never know. But let's go ahead and let me just check. Shout out to Falco, says, you're a bullish divergence. Well, thank you, Falco. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, and thanks for calling your boy a bullish divergence. I think that's a good thing. Shout out to you, bro. Jordy says, thanks, Frankie. I caught that room pump because of the volume profiles. Just wanted to pass sauce onto the CandleMafia. It's looking like a short squeeze is happening with a new loan feature going live soon. Shout out to Jordy. Congratulations, bro. And guys, I didn't clean the studio when I left on Friday. So all I have left on my desk is one single Benji. So shout out to Jordy. Congratulations on that. Bing bong. Just one little dollar. I'm sorry. Shout out to Jordy. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you, and congratulations on that profit or those gains on that position. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Amnia. Shout out to you. Says, love you, Frankie. You always lift my mood. Shout out to Amnia. Well, hey, hopefully, we can lift Bitcoin, too. Shout out to you. Hey, Hannah King in the house. What is going on, Hannah? Says, lost so much on Sheep this week. Never trading meme coins again. Shout out to Hannah. Still super chatting. I appreciate you so much, Hannah. Thank you for always showing support to the channel. And yeah, meme coins are dangerous. They don't always respect that TA, as we talk about. But shout out to Hannah King. Thank you for the super chat, and I'm sorry to hear about that. But yeah, the meme coins can be very dangerous. You know, like I said, you know, a lot of times they don't respect TA. They pump off of they pump off of you know, hype. But Sheeb, if you guys caught that video on, yeah, shout out to Hannah. Send it positive energy. Let's go. Let's go to the Mafia is goated, man. The Mafia is so goated. I am so lucky that we have such a good community. I like, God, you see some of the toxic communities out there, and it's like we just lucked out. But shout out to Laser Edits. I love you back, bro. Yeah, we're going to take a look at the altcoins here, guys. How long have I been going for? That was a quick little BTC update. If you guys want to throw your altcoins, yeah, Hannah said Frankie TA doesn't exist on meme coins. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You never know what is going to wind up ripping those things to the upside or absolutely dumping them. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the altcoins, guys. If you want to throw your altcoins in the chat right now, go ahead and spam them up. Rob the Crypto Snob. We'll go ahead and count up the votes and let us know which altcoins we're going to be taking a look at. Let me see here. We kind of jumped right into the TA. Is Rob here? I'm sure he is. I don't know if he chatted yet. But one of the mods will count up our votes and let us know what coins we're looking at. But we're going to go ahead and start off with Ethereum and XRP. And then we'll also take a look. I'll count them up. Thank you, Chemistry Bro. I appreciate you. We will go ahead and take a look at Sheeb because actually, should we start off with Sheeb? Let's start with Sheeb, and then we'll talk about we'll jump into ETH, XRP, and then whatever you guys want to see. Yeah, Rob's out celebrating his birthday. That is right. But let's take a look at Sheeb, guys, because if you watch the YouTube premiere that we put out on the channel on Friday as I was leaving to go visit my nephew or meet my nephew, you will know kind of what I'll just talk about what we were looking at. But let me go ahead and extend this volume profile to the right and take a look, right? So actually, I got to go back and rewatch that. I think this... Well, let's see. Really what I was looking at here, guys, is we were talking about how the Shibarium I don't know how to say it. I always mess up the word. But you guys know, someone said it was live already. Yeah, shout out to Jordy. But yeah, we were looking for some, not only was it getting the bullish news of Shibarium, whatever you want to call it, going live, which I guess is live now, at least according to whoever said it in chat, that is bullish news, right? Obviously. But we also cracked a key level of support, which was right here. I'm not going to go ahead and call out the number because I don't want to butcher the amount of zeros, but you can screenshot it if you want. But we broke this level of key support, and with the break of this key support, guys, on top of the bullish news, I was talking about how we could potentially continue to some higher prices, potentially looking up towards this. What was it? Friday. Yeah, looking up towards that POC and eventually the value area high. Now, obviously, we did get a pretty big correction at that point of control, but in that video, I was also talking about, hey, don't FOMO into any long position. I'm not saying I'm not saying Hannah did this. Hannah might have been in a long. I don't know if it was based off of this. But what we were looking at here was not only did we flip this key level, bullish news, flipped a key level, which is this value area low, which would make us anticipate a move to the POC and the value area high potentially. But we also had some money flow crossovers, or not only on the daily, but this 2-day money flow was also coming up, looking pretty saucy. But talking about not FOMOing into trades for two very specific reasons. Number one, we talked about the importance of keeping an eye or being prepared for a buy the rumor, sell the news, or buy the rumor, sell the event, or buy the news, sell the event, where people buy into this bullish news, and then as soon as it happens, the people who bought early are going to take profits, and then those people who are hopping late onto the bandwagon get absolutely crushed. But it wasn't just that thought or theory of being careful of that buy the rumor, sell the event, or buy the rumor, sell the news situation, but also we had some technical things on the chart calling for a potential cool-off before a potential run back up to the value area high. And one of those big signals that we at least looked at in that video was this 12-hour bearish divergence, right? And I think at the time of that recording, we were like, what is this? Friday at 8 a.m. So, yeah, we were up here. Right? 8 p.m. This was probably when the video went out, or close to when the video went out. As you get that bearish divergence starting to print, with that red dot starting to print, putting in that bearish divergence, you are expecting some kind of a cool off, right? And if you go ahead and pull some Fibonacci retracement levels, I'm going to come up to the daily. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of these. I'm going to pull one from right here to the high, and here we are, right? Golden pocket value area low confluence. This is a big place to look for a bounce. Or I believe this is actually what we were looking at in the video. But with the rejection from the POC, that 12-hour bear div, not unlikely to get that cool off. If we start losing this value area low, more specifically the 786, this is where I would think that Shibarium, however you want to say it, where that kind of pump is likely, all the gas was right here, and then everybody's selling news and the pump might be over. But I wouldn't really be calling for that until we wind up breaking that 786, right? That 786, in my opinion, would invalidate that whole idea. But there you go, right? As we approach this blue box, I would look for a potential bounce off of these levels. But in general, taking a look at your 5-hour money flow, looking to cross over into the red, this is starting to look kind of bearish in the medium term. So I don't know if this pump is going to continue, but the warning signs were there, right? This is why you do not want to FOMO into stuff, right? Especially in a situation like that. Where you have a pretty big pump leading up into the news, right? Like Shiba was up how many percent off the bottom, basically in an uptrend, up about 134%. Not that the uptrend can't continue, and those higher time frame money flow is really what I was looking for, right? Like if you get a bounce at this blue box, guys, you could potentially see this pump continue. Not gonna lie. In the long term, right, the higher time frames, you have to understand, right? This is the way we look at it. The higher term time frame money flow indicates the longer term trend, right? So in my opinion, if we can hold support up in this blue box and get a bounce, you could potentially work your way above that POC. This is pretty bullish money flow. However, VWAP coming down, red dot looking to print, right? But in the right money flow crossover on the 4-day, this would indicate that the longer term trend may continue. And right now, the trend is up, right? But these VWAPs coming down were indicating a cool off, which is why I was warning of that bearish divergence on the 12-hour. And now we are coming down to that key level. I have to go back and rewatch that video. I don't know exactly what level we were looking at. I assume it was probably this golden pocket value area low confluence with an obvious extra added level of that 786. So once we lose that 786, I would flip a little bit more bearish. But money flow on the higher daily time frames is looking like it wants to continue up. But remember, continuation down is not impossible based off of the VWAPs printing red dots. The VWAPs indicating the ebbs and flows in the market as your money flow indicates the longer term trend. Now, if we do wind up getting a bigger move down here, let me go ahead. I don't really like pulling my fibs to these extended kind of scam wicks, these liquidation wicks, these panic selling wicks. But these are some levels. If we break that 786 that I just showed you, which let me go ahead and mark that out. Right about here, label it 786. If we lose that level, actually, bear with me, guys. This 786, label that. If we lose this 786, I would be looking down. This is a little bit hard, guys, because, again, I don't like pulling to these panic wicks, but this would definitely be a big golden pocket to look at on the longer time frames, because even if we lose this value area again, we could still potentially, if you come up to a higher time frame, I don't know. That's a little bit hard to say. Let me go ahead and pull it to this wick here. Let's come down to a lower time frame. I would pull it to these lows as well. Right about here, I'll take this golden pocket as well. These are some of the key levels I would be looking for a bounce down on SHIB. So if we lose that current 786, I would look for a move down to this golden pocket. Again, not going to call out these numbers. I don't want to butcher the amount of zeros and have you guys waiting for the wrong level. But here at about 8295, would look for a bounce. Again, if you lose that 786. If you lose this level, I would look down towards this blue box between about 7469 and 7064. So these are kind of the levels I would be looking for bounces, because if that money flow on the higher time frames is indicating a continued move up, it's not impossible to lose this value area low and then break back above after we cool off. So again, coming up to the higher time frames for 4-day money flow crossover, you're overbought here on the 4-day. The move down is likely, right? Especially at your key. Look where you resisted. Look where you rejected from, right from the POC. And then, again, the immediate level you're looking for that bounce at is the value area low. But in my opinion, even if you continue down here, come down to this golden pocket or this level down here, if money flow continues, right, VWAP comes down, red dot prints, move down continues. If that money flow maintains into the green, that move down would likely just be a cool off before putting in a higher low and continuing back to the upside. So there you go. There is SHIB. But we'll have to see as this Shibarium or Shibrythrium, as your grandmother might call it, goes live. We'll have to see what happens. But those are the key levels I am looking for. I know a lot of people are probably curious about that, so I wanted to cover that first. Thank you, Chemistry Bro. Said, Frankie Candles, please pin my next chat. I'm watching, Chem Bro. I'm watching. Here we go. I'm going to pop that Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. Bing bong. Let's go. All right, here we are. Chemistry. Okay, there we go. XRP, Solana, ADA, HBAR, and Quant. If you guys, where's my HBAR Barians at? If you guys like HBAR, definitely keep an eye out for our Sunday Sauce video. This weekend is going to be on HBAR. Check that out. Shibrythrium. Shout out to V1. Shout out to you, bro. Shysteriram. Shout out to Wisdom A. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Take a sip of the... I love how chat was just more concerned with how Frankie pronounced Chief. Yeah. Wait, how I pronounce... Oh, sheep? Is it sheep? Because people say shib? I feel like shib sounds wrong. I like sheep. But let's go ahead and we'll move on into those altcoins in just a second. Let me just refuel here a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on. Let's see. Okay. So that is Sheep. Guys, I do want to cover ETH. I'm going to add ETH to this list. Hey, where did my ETH go? Am I blind? All right, well, we'll just pull it up. But yeah, we're going to start off with ETH, and then we'll move into XRP, Solana, ADA, HBAR, and Quant. Here we go. All right, so here we are, guys. Oh, baby. Guys. Okay. So as you guys know, shout out to Erythrium. I'm kidding, guys. I know how to pronounce it. But I like Sheep too because Sheeple. Shout out to Wick589. You're funny, bro. It's not Cardanzo, bruv. Shout out to Jim Cramer calling tokens. It's not Cardanzo. It's so funny. I love it. Looks like Jim Cramer. But yeah. M Batter Virus says, "Yo, Frankie, can you check ARB or Doge, please?" Yes, we can. And there is I will probably favor Doge on that request. Thank you, M Batter. I appreciate the super chat. But I will favor Doge, and I'll just show you really quickly why. If you take a look at Doge on TradingView. Oh, look at that. TradingView just up to date with the memes. I absolutely love that. But anyway, I haven't looked at Doge, I guess, since they made that update. I pulled it up earlier on the premium live stream, and I was like, yo, what is this all about? But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys get 550 likes on today's live stream, I will spin that wheel 15 times. Yeah, 15 times. And we're going to have a big giveaway this week because, like I said, we have all of our combined giveaways that we skipped last week will be added to this week. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. So for Ethereum, guys, as you know, we've been looking at some the major let me just make sure this is the major levels that we've been looking at on ETH. No. Let me just make sure we're looking at, I just want to make sure. Yeah, this is the chart we've been looking at. Oh, no, it's right here. Bear with me, guys. Where is our ETH chart, guys? What ETH chart? I don't know why it got off my, what is this? Yo, I'm about to change my password on TradingView. What is this? Somehow, someone is on my TradingView account. I don't know how. What is this? This looks like a broken TV screen. What is this? Dude, what is going on? This is wild. I don't know what is all of this? I do not know. That's kind of frustrating. I'm not going to lie. We had all our levels set on Ethereum, guys. I got to change my TradingView password. This is a nightmare. This might be what we looked at. Bear with me, guys, while we find these levels. Yeah, okay. I believe this is the chart we were looking at. Shout out to Dave Digital said, we don't even know if you'll show on Friday. #trust. Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave Digital. Really upset. Really upset. We love you, bro. I'll show up for you, my friend. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there with those levels. But as you guys know, we've been looking. Maybe we should just start fresh because, we'll just start fresh. As you guys know, the key levels we've been looking at on Ethereum are essentially these local, right? We have our macro range, right? So I'll just pull that, give you guys those key levels. And I'm about to go clip the live stream or the last time we talked about ETH on the stream, right? As you guys know, we rejected this value area high. Once we broke below this value area high, our macro brain says, hey, we might be on our way to the POC, which obviously happened, and eventually we may be able to work our way down to the value area low, coming in at about 1750. Now, also, we have a more local range, which I believe we were pulling from right here, with the value area low coming in right here at about, actually, where is it? Our key level at about 1818, which is essentially where we are hitting right now. So we have our macro range, and then we have our local range. And yeah, I'm actually really frustrated that those levels are gone. But As we were looking at this level at 1818, you guys will know we were. I mean, I wish, yeah, between 1880 and 1830, I believe, is the kind of the range that we were not really expecting anything too crazy to happen until we broke these levels. If you guys remember to last week, we had a blue box down here, right? And I'm just roughing these out. And we had a purple box up here, and we were talking about, hey, it looks like we're just bing-bonging around. I'm not expecting a bigger move down unless we break this level, which is the value area low, and not expecting a big move up until we lose this level right here at about 1880 before we would look for a continued move to the upside. But we'll just update these levels fresh here. We'll just forget about the old levels. I really wish – oh, man. It's really, really – really, really upsetting. Yes, wait. This is... yeah, whatever. We'll just start fresh. But we're coming up here to the local value area low here, guys. No bull div on the 16-hour. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Now, again, macro sentiment here, or more long-term sentiment, is, hey, we're below the value area low. We're losing the POC. We could be on our way to revisit the macro value area low, again, at 1750. So this is going to be a big level to watch. If we make it down here, I will say I do see a situation where if we come down here, no way. Fade and TradFi, shout out to you, bro, says the BitBoy Crypto Morning Show erased him a few days ago on the show. Oh, baby. Was it Ben or DZ? Let me know. Did you guys see Ben call out my calves on Twitter? We now have a calf battle going on. The morning show is using how'd they get into my account? This is wild. Unbelievable. I'll have to change my password. Not that they probably, when they log in on the show, they don't know whose account. They probably don't know whose account they're on. But that is super, super frustrating. So I'm going to have to change my password. But anyway, we're here at that local value area low. Again, we have to assume once you lose that value area high, you may be looking for that move down to 1750. So keep that in mind. But locally, we are at the value area low. Now, until we decisively lose this, we already have a few 4-hour candle closes below this. This is not a great sign. Fresh red dot printing. Yeah, we may lose this, guys. We may lose this value area low decisively. Looking for a potential bull div here on the 2-hour to give you a retest of the value area low. But overall, let's take a look at the daily. Daily bull div could save you as well. Guys, if we do not reclaim this value area low at 1830, we cannot get a bounce here off this. This is what I would watch. 2-hour bull div and 1-hour bull div. If you're going to get a bounce and you're going to get your Ethereum's going to get its butt saved here, I would look for that 1-hour bull div. Whoops. Now, that 1-hour bull div is much stronger than it was on Bitcoin. Higher lows on your momentum waves. Lower lows on your price action, giving you that pinch point, giving you that potential bullish divergence. And if we print this, this is where I would look for the local move up. Now, on that local move up, if we cannot get back above that value area low, I would be a little bit more bearish leaning. But if we get a bounce and we start reclaiming this level, that's where we can look for a move back up to the value area high, making a pit stop at the POC at 1850. But if we can't reclaim this value area low, guys, my eyes are set. Let me redraw these lines. If we can't reclaim that value area low, which is your key level of resistance right now, can't reclaim that level, I will be looking down to potentially revisit the macro value area low at 1750, which I felt absolutely crazy for calling for back when we were getting some moves to the upside, saying, hey, guys, if we get below this level, we could be looking down to 1750. It felt crazy at the time, but here we are, getting closer and closer to the level. But, again, that one right now for Ethereum, I wouldn't necessarily be looking to take a long for this local bounce because of the 4-hour red dot. But if you are going to get a bounce and try to save yourself getting back above this value area low, I will be looking for the green dot on the 1 hour with that bullish divergence to give us a move up there. If you get rejected from this level, that's where we're looking down to 1750. Because again, if we come up to the higher time frames, 16-hour money flow in the red, coming up to the higher time frames or daily time frames, fresh 2-day red dot, rejection at the 0 line on the 3-day, but the important thing to realize here is your money flow crossover on the 3-day. This is more bearish, right? This would indicate that the trend down will likely continue, right? So again, not impossible to like sign off here. I feel like I get this a lot, and I don't get it a lot, but saying that we're bearish on the money flow on the 3-day and the 2-day, and then, we sign off the stream and we get a little local bounce. And people are like, what happened? I thought you were bearish on Ethereum. And it's like, yes, we are. But on the longer time frames, right? So money flow crossover into the red. Same thing as Bitcoin. You got the fake out into the green, dip back into the red. No red dot, but you did get rejected, obviously. So this money flow would be indicative of a continued downtrend, right? So making a continued downtrend. So if we do get a pump up here locally, I would be more comfortable fading those moves to the upside, looking for price to come down and make some, let me get back that volume profile, to come down and make some lower highs before continuing to the downside. So, yeah, that's kind of my general sentiment. I mean, really nothing has changed, guys. Yeah. If you could get this daily bull div, I think your best shot at reclaiming this value area low is going to be the daily bull div. I just don't know if you're going to get it. But until we get those higher daily time frame money flows to flip back around, where are we likely to reject if we get a move up and that money flow remains bearish? Well, first off, obviously, first level I would be very cautious of is going to be the value area low, because we could bearishly retest that before nuking back to the downside. However, the saucier level, if we get a sustained bounce to come in, will be right here where you have your 786 point of control and golden pocket confluence. This is going to be a big level to watch. Bada boom, bada bing, right there. If you get a pump up off of these bull divs, get back into the range, I would be very, very cautious. Now, just because we get above this value area low doesn't mean that we're going to the moon, right? You have to be cautious. Once you get above here, you're expecting the POC, but we now know, a very likely place to put in a lower high, which could be likely because of the higher daily time frame money flow. Does that make sense? So right here, if you get the bounce, bada boom, get above the value area low. First area I would look for a big rejection would be inside that purple box to continue this downtrend. And then if you get above this 786, this is where I would start to sit on my hands and wait for a bigger move up to the value area high, which is also not an impossible place to get a rejection from, because not only do you have the local value area high, but you also have the macro value area high here as well. So if we pull a fib, I'm going to actually pull it from this impulse down all the way to the low. You can see, actually, let's pull it all the way to the high here. See if you can get that golden pocket. Not really. You don't really have the golden pocket confluence, but I would take these levels. Next key levels, if you get above your value area high, I would look right here. That would be a big place to look. Obviously, your value area high here is another place, another big level to look for a rejection. But that's kind of how I would handle things. Really getting cautious at that POC. Locally, I do think you can get a bounce, but not going to be longing this personally just because of that 4-hour red dot. But that's what you're looking at, right? Looking at that key level. You got to flip that value area low to get that move back up. And I do think it is likely to get some kind of a bounce up, even if we reverse back down. And now you have the key levels to the downside. All right, let's see. 6-hour looks dead. Yeah, 6-hour red dot as well. It's really not looking great. Okay, let's continue on. All right, let's move on to XRP. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right, so here we are, guys. As you know, hopefully, if you watch this show, we are approaching our next key level of support, guys. If you watch the show, we have been talking about these two major levels that we were looking for some support on XRP. That first level was the macro value area low, sitting here at about 62 cents, right? As we deviated below that value area, we were looking for a potential bounce. You can see we have it drawn here. Bullish divergence on the 4-hour was signifying we would get a bounce here. We got back above the value area high, shot up to about 66 cents. However, we came back down and, we were looking at the possibility of losing, or talking about the if we lose this level, which is the value area low, where would we be looking down for our next key level of support? And it does come in right here at about 56 cents, which we are approaching quickly. Now, why this level? Again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here. You guys know I love animals, but unfortunately, these levels are still relevant. Little Aztecian Cactus Moss Water for the win. Here we go. Why is this a key level? Well, number one, you guys will know, not only is it a retest of the scene of the crime, right? Everyone says Price likes to go revisit the scene of the crime. All they mean by that is that Price likes to revisit where Price originally broke out from, right? So as we come down, test that level. Not only do you have your value area high, it's also where you broke out from, and you have your 786 Fibonacci retracement level right in confluence with that value area high. And not only that, this is the 786 retracement of the entire move to the upside. So we could get a strong bounce from this blue box. It's not until we lose this blue box where I would really be looking for more downside for XRP, potentially bringing it back down to 46 cents. I hate to say that. But once you lose that value area high of this range decisively, that would be the next place for Price to go. Shout out to Creighton C. But there we are, right? And not only did we get the move down, guys, we got the quick move down, right? Or pretty much, right? You got a big wick down and then slowly grinded back down here. But we knew that was likely to happen as well just because of the low volume gap, right? Pull up the VRVP, little bada boom, bada bing. Low volume indicates that, hey, if you lose this level, volume falls off and you're likely to come back down, right? So again, still could potentially get a big bounce off this level, right? Even if we, start playing around with this blue box in a bearish manner, start slipping it a little bit, we could wind up getting bullish confirmations here and getting a big bounce back up. But once we lose that 786 and get accepted back below that value area high at about 56 cents, that is your key level of support for the most part. Really, the bottom of this blue box is more at 54 cents. Once you get accepted back into this range, that's where we're looking back for a bigger move down for XRP. But until then, looking for this price level to actually get tapped for a potential big bounce. Now, going up to the higher time frames to try to figure out if that big bounce is warranted, it could be. Money flow on your 4-day is coming up. Your VWAP is below the zero line. As we continue down, you could wind up getting this to roll back up. So again, not really losing hope on XRP until we lose that 54-cent level. And trust me, once we wind up losing that, I will be the first people to tell you, hey, not looking good for XRP. I'm looking down towards 46 cents. But we are approaching our next key level of support. So we got the first one respected, lost the second one. We're going for that 786 retracement. And the reason I don't get super bearish until we get below here is, number one, if you get below that value area high, we know what happens, right? You go down to that POC more than likely. But another good reason to flip bearish there is because a 786 retracement would be considered somewhat healthy of a retracement, especially when you get such a big move up like this. So, and then once you start breaking that healthy retracement, that's where, you're like, hey, we're probably going to break down more. And then you look down to that volume profile to get context into where price is likely to go next. Now, taking a look at our daily time frame, woo, baby. This is a little bit sketch. If you could get this daily bull div, that might be where you get the bounce. But this is not printing by any means at all. By no means whatsoever is this printing. So you want to wait for that green dot. But it could, you got to maintain that higher low on your momentum wave here to get that bounce or significant bounce. 16-hour bull div might be something to look at as well. I would really like to come and actually tap that 786 with that 16-hour bull div. Now, with that being said, yeah, I mean, 5-day money flow back in the red. Yeah, kind of hard to say here. But the key level remains exactly the same. 16-hour bull div at our key level here might give you a big bounce to the upside. And if you do get that bounce, your key level of resistance will naturally become your value area low, your previous value area low at 64 cents. So, locally I would look... Yeah, I would potentially look for a local bounce here, but really not looking for any significant moves here until we either come down and bounce off this blue box or if we come up and bearishly retest this value area low. All right, let's go ahead and see. Let's see. Shout out to V-Slim. Said, I'm always waiting to go down to the PLC. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. B-Team Crypto saying my boy Wick always holding it down. You guys know that meme? Am I old? Shout out to Wick589. Let's see. Yo, Frankie, what's your thoughts on BTC dominance? Jumped up. We're almost at 50%, which has been a critical level. Altcoins due for a bounce. Potentially. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in a second, but let's jump into Solana. How are we doing on time? Let's see here. 750 people in here watching live. Go ahead and smash that like button, guys. 550 likes, and we're spinning that wheel of pain and pleasure, or the wheel of giveaways is what we should be calling it. We will be spinning that wheel 15 times, which is basically going to wind up resulting in me giving away all my money. But taking a look at Solana here. Let me get up to, let's take So Lackluster. Shout out to Eric Bonici, my paisan. What is going on, bro? But let's see. Bouncy. Mashing. Eric Ward in the house. Let's go. Okay, continuing on here. Taking a look at Solana as we approach our value area low of the range. Now, I believe, that is our current Solana chart here. Coming in value area low where we would be looking for a bounce typically. Putting in a bullish divergence here potentially once that green dot prints. 1 hour bull div looking to pop up here. 4 hour, let's see. 3 hour money flow coming out. 4 hour money flow coming out. Gotta say it, guys. I gotta say it. In the medium term, 4 hour money flow coming out is more of a bearish continuation type signal here, right? Taking a look at the 10 hour. VWAP coming back up. No bullish divergence. Taking a look at the daily. Oof. Yeah, no bull div here. But let's see. No 4 hour bull div. Not really. No. So kind of the vibe I'm getting here for the most part. Not that you guys want to trade based off vibes, but the information provided here on the Solana chart here, I would say, you don't want to get super, super bearish at your value area low, obviously, as we always say. Let me actually get rid of some of these levels. Get respected. 786. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Just simply put here, guys, just at that value area low, I'd actually argue that we can move this range. Yeah. I like that. So you lose the value area high, down to the POC, down to the low, hold the low as support, back up to the high, bang your head, can't get back above that value area high. You're expecting to come back down to the POC and then back down to the value area low. So really what I would be looking for here locally, guys, is going to be a bounce. I would say, especially if you print that 1 hour bull div, I would look for a bounce here on Solana. Number one, you're at the value area low. Number two, you got the bull div on the 1 hour. You also got the bull div potentially looking to print on the 90-minute, 45-minute, 30-minute. Lower time frames, 30-minute bull div printing as we speak, right? So locally, you may get the bounce. However, when you start looking at money flow on the daily coming out, money flow on the 4 hour on its way out as well, I would potentially look to short a lower high. Now, where's that lower high likely to come in? Well, let's go ahead and check it out. 786 Golden Pocket, POC Confluence, definitely going to be a key level to look at right here. If we get the bounce, going to be a big place to look to potentially put in a lower high. And coming into the, very similar to Bitcoin. You got the 3-day fresh red dot, the 2-day fresh red dot. Blood diamond? No blood diamond. But 2-day red dot printing, money flow continuing to come out here. Yeah, this is a little bit more bearish, right? Generally, money flow is coming up here on the 3-day. Obviously, you have higher lows and higher lows and higher lows generally coming up on the 3-day. Take a look at the higher daily time frames, guys, for the most part, generally trending up with money flow. But you have to understand, although your money flow is generally trending up here, there's a lot of turbulence that can happen while still maintaining this money flow. Like, even if money flow came down and put in another higher low here, this money flow coming out with the red dot here could give you a big move down, right? So please understand that. These higher time frames can give you big moves, and still maintain those bullish money flow waves, right? So, yeah, fresh 5-day red dot. I'd be cautious. Just because of the way the higher time frames look like right now, I would potentially be looking, if we do get a local bounce, to get a rejection, again, from your key levels at about, let's go ahead and see here. Yeah, right here, POC 786 Golden Pocket Confluence between $23.41 and $23.12. And that would be the first major level I would be looking for a rejection. And then if we come up a little bit more, if we get above that POC and get a bigger move up, I would be looking for a rejection, not only at your golden pocket. It's kind of the 3 levels I'd be looking at for a rejection. Not only could you reject that golden pocket, but I'd also look for that 786 value area high confluence. So there you go. Those are kind of the 3 key levels, depending on how high you can come up on this bull div. Looking to print on the 1 hour, as well as already printing on the 30-minute, confirmed on the 30-minute. I would expect it, because of money flow on the higher time frames and those red dots on the higher time frames, to be a lackluster bounce before rolling back over and making another lower low. But let's see. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. There is Solana. Let's go ahead and move on to ADA, or Cardonzo, as our boy James Kramer would call it. Let's go ahead and take a look at ADA. Let us see. I don't know what chart we were looking at here, to be 100% honest with you. We might have to start fresh here. Yeah, let's go ahead and start fresh. This is a way overworked chart. Take a look at your daily. Here we are. Oh, baby. Hang on a second. Yeah, okay, I'm going to start fresh here. So, let's come up to the daily and pull our macro volume profile. Let's see. Yikes. Yeah, I would. Yeah, this is, ugh. Yeah, macro value area, I would take these levels here. We have broken below our macro. Yeah, look at this beautiful, beautiful example, guys, of when price likes to retest that point of control. As you guys know, we talk about this a lot. Sometimes when you break below your value area low, you'll get a big move down. And if you don't reject your value area low, a lot of times you could get a big price likes to come up and retest your point of control before coming down to make some lower lows. And, it's kind of a choppy situation. When you approach that value area low, you're expecting a rejection. But if you come into these higher time frames, money flow coming out, or at least was coming down as you approach this POC. This would indicate, hey, this downtrend may continue, right? Because it's hard. Because once you get above this value area low, you guys might be saying to yourself, once you get above the value area low, aren't you expecting the value area high to eventually come in? And the answer to that question is kind of yes, but you have to do more analysis than that. It's not that simple. You have to look for things like money flow or whatever other TA you're doing to look for where price is likely to trend. And when you're looking at this POC, as money flow is coming out on your 3-day, money flow also coming out on your 2-day. Also, looking at the daily here, money flow was kind of bing-bonging around. If you come down, we could see, yeah. See if we can come down. What was the 4-hour looking at this time? Yeah, money flow generally coming out on your 4-hour as you approach these highs as well. However, that's why you want to look at things such as your golden pockets. You had your golden pocket, 786. So I don't remember if this is what we were looking at, but if I was doing TA here, looking for a lower high to come in, this purple box would be where I would expect that lower high to come in. This would be the box I would look for my bearish confirmations at to go short. Because again, if money flow is coming, actually money flow was, yeah, you got a little fake out on your money flow here. But, if you are looking for that lower high to come in, we're looking at that POC as a target, as well as golden pocket 786 retracements. And when they all come in on a perfect zone like this in confluence, it makes for a beautiful place to put in that put in that lower high before continuing back to the downside. And obviously, we did get that. Let's see, what kind of confirmations could we have found here? Did we get any is the question. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you put in a, let's see, actually. Yeah, nice bearish divergence here on the 45-minute. Bada boom. Bada bing. Now, again, this is not what I don't think we were looking at this, but I'm just saying, looking back in hindsight, if I was looking to short Cardano, that is where the lower high I would be looking at is with the confirmations that I would be looking for, which would be some kind of a bearish divergence, amongst other things as well. But it would be inside of this level for the very specific reason that it is the point of control, 786 golden pocket confluence, right? So again, you're not only looking for the local golden pockets to put those lower highs in at. You're also looking potentially, when it lines up with the POC, again, that is kind of a good level to look at. But where is price headed in the short term? I would have to say here, guys, green dot print, I mean, any bounce to the upside, in my opinion, yeah, 1 hour bull div, local bounce is likely, just like all of these other altcoins that we've been looking at, spawn the levels. Yeah, 1 hour bull div, multiple drives, lower lows on your price, higher lows on your momentum waves. This is printing. If this confirms, this could be where you get the bounce. Now, if we do get the bounce in the longer term, again, with money flow looking the way it is, I would potentially look. See, yeah, kind of hard to say here, guys. Let me see. Let me pull our fib from, get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this level as well, guys, because we already rejected. So I'm going to pull a new fib from this lower high all the way down to our current low. There we go. Get that wick accurately. Shout out to Wick 589. Yeah, you still have 786 POC confluence. I don't know if you're going to make it all the way back up there, but this would be a decent, if you do make it up there, I would be very cautious of a rejection at that level. Golden pocket coming in at about between 34 and 33 cents. And then obviously, I bet we could probably find, if I pull from this lower high, yeah, this would probably, let me pull up the 4 hour and pull this fib. Let's see. Yeah, I would also. This would kind of be the more likely place to reject, in my opinion. But these are the three levels, kind of similar to a lot of other stuff. If we get the bounce here, again, which I do think is likely based off the 1 hour bullish divergence, I don't know if you're going to get lucky enough to get a move all the way back up here. But if you did, this would be the major level between 32 or 33 and 31. Let me get the exact levels for you. Yeah, between 32 and 31 cents, that would be the major level I would look for the lower high to come in at. Let's see, daily. Yeah, kind of hard to call this one, to be honest with you. Green dot. Yeah, it really depends on what your mission with Cardano is, right? Like, are you looking for macro trades? Are you looking for local trades? And then there you go. Local, yeah, this is pretty good confluence. And then this is, yeah, here we go. This fib pull is probably going to line up with the point of control. So that's going to, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So, yeah, these are the levels I would look at. I'll be honest, guys. I don't know if you're going to get a bounce all the way to this value area high. That would be kind of, yeah, that would be maybe a little bit hopeful in my opinion. But these are the levels I would be looking at. I know there's a lot of them. Again, I don't know if you're going to make it all the way back up here. But the first level of key resistance is the value area low right here at 27 cents. If you get the bounce, if you get this bounce, I would look for a move up, hold this as support. If you could get that, just like we looked for the lower high at that macro golden pocket, point of control confluence right here. Same theory applies right here. We lost the value area low. Deviating from the value area low. If we get back up here, hold it as support because there's a local golden pocket in confluence with the point of control. Excuse me. I would be willing to take a trade here. Typically, I don't trade the middle of a range. But because our lower high is likely to come in at this golden pocket 786 confluence, this point of control may be a place where I would be looking for a short position to potentially break down a little bit further. So first major level of resistance, if you get above the value area low, would be this golden pocket 786. So more locally, right? Those other levels were more macro. But between 28 and 0.2960 and 0.2885. This is the next most immediate level where we could get a lower high to continue lower. If we get above that level, looking up towards this value area high or second purple box, so on and so forth. Just kind of continuing up here. So yeah, most immediate level of resistance right here. If you get above it, most important level of resistance or strongest level of resistance, in my opinion, is going to be right here. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Green dot, gold dot. Wait, hold up. Green dot, gold dot. Yo. Oh, my God, what just happened to chat here? Green dot, gold dot. Who gives a beep? Happy Gilmore. Shout out to Crypto Crabman. Let's go. Crypto Billy in the house. Everybody show some love to Crypto Billy. Let's get it. Shout out to Crypto Billy, the GOAT. And I'm not talking about a Billy goat. I'm talking about Crypto Billy, the GOAT. All right, let's continue on here. Let's see. H-bar. Let's take a look at H-bar. Not the big get chart. How we doing on time? Oh, we're good on time. We're good on time. Chemistry Bro said, yeah, you beat me to it. Shout out to Chem Bro. Sometimes somebody's got to step in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chemistry Bro. Yeah, it's a bummer, man, when that happens. It's a bummer. Could have had fun. Anyway, if you know what we're talking about, you know. Anyway, let's see. Let's take a look at the Bybit chart for H-bar. Let's see. 4-day money flow crossover into the green. VWAP looking to cool off. Taking a look at the daily. Ooh, no divergence. VWAP coming down. Let's take a look at the 16-hour. Nice bearish divergence on your 16-hour. That would have been a beautiful signal to go short with enough confluence. Take a look at the 12-hour. I would look for the same thing here, guys. Like, a lot of this stuff looks very similar. Now, you don't have the divergence here on H-bar, but if I pull this local range, let's see. Yeah, green dot printing, money flow crossover into the red on the 1 hour. Let's check that 45-minute. Yeah, I mean, H-bar looking kind of wonky, to be honest. Money flow coming up on your 2-day. Yeah, I would look for a potential continued cool-off here. Low time frame noise is to be expected, but I'll just give you the key levels here. Let's take a look. It's had a nice move up, right? How much are we up off the lows here? Yeah, 93% off the lows. Let's go ahead and pull a fib. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Bada boom. Turn this blue for a bounce, blue for bounce, purple for puking those purple candles out. But full fib retracement level or golden pocket would be from the low to the high, sitting here at about 0.053 cents and 0.052 cents, with your 786 hanging out here at about, let's see, sitting here at about 0.047 cents. I'm going to label that 786. And yeah, that would be kind of, if we do get a move down, if I was in a short, which I am not currently on H-bar at least, if we do continue down here and this was a significant top and we do get a big pullback, I would be looking for a healthy correction down to here. Again, 0.05368. But once you start losing that level, I mean, even the 786, you come down for that 786 retracement. Let's see. Hard to call here, guys. Hard to call. Let's check the weekly. Yeah, I'm just going to give you the key levels, guys. Market Cipher B is kind of chopped up here on H-bar. as far as money flow goes. But you did get a bounce off your value area low. Got to move to the value area high. You would expect to move to the value area low, which we did get, and now you're looking for a potential bounce. No bull div here. However, yeah, key level of resistance to the upside. If you want more upside for H-bar, really what you got to pass is the point of control here. 0.06544. If you get above there, I would look up towards that value area high. Do we have that golden pocket confluence at the value area high? We do. So I wouldn't really be looking, yeah, if you do get a bounce there, if you get a bounce here and you come up to the value area high, this would be a significant level of resistance to look at. I will also pull the more local fib. Yeah. Hang on. This is the 2 hour. Let's take a look at the 4 hour real quick. Yeah, I would look right here. I would look golden pocket POC. Be cautious of the 786 right here. But these are the main areas of resistance that I would be looking for. Watch out for the 786 retracement if you move up. But essentially, guys, you're holding the coming down to the back to the 2 hour. As you bounce off that value area low, yeah, I mean, we already kind of did reject that. Yeah, let me pull this more local. Let me pull this super local. Yeah, these are the major levels of resistance I would look for. H-bar is kind of wonky looking right now, to be honest with you. But yeah, I wouldn't really be looking for, once we break this value area low, that's where I'd expect more downside. But I would just treat this as a sideways range. From the low to the high, back to the low, potentially get a move back to the high. Now, I'm not calling for that, but that is just what the volume profile would call for. But yeah, I think locally maybe you get a little bit of a bounce, but I'd be very cautious at these local levels of resistance, potentially putting in that lower high and continuing down. But those are the key levels on H-bar. Again, I hate to be this vague, but Market Cipher B is just not looking too clear on this to me. So there we go. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, we're excited to know more about One Click Crypto. Can you please review One Click? I do not know. Shout out to Trekkie. I do not know exactly what you're talking about. One Click Crypto. But yeah. Let's see. Wish I didn't have so much staked. I would move some stuff around for sub $100 quant. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. What was that? That was H-bar. Let's go ahead and take a look. Speaking of quant, let's take a look at the Binance chart here. Bada boom, bada bing. Taking a look at the 2 hour. Let's zoom out here. Let's come up to a higher time frame. And here we are, right? Levels remain the same on quant, looking for our next big key level of support to come in at our macro value area low. I'm not even really gonna, yeah. I mean, this level remains the same. I would probably look for a more of a local range. Let me get rid of some of these older levels. Let me pull this. I got lows. Let's pull this. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's pull up the 4 hour. Spawn the levels. There we go. Could put in a 4 hour bull div here on quant. Money flow coming back out pretty aggressively. That is not the best look, but we do have lower lows into our value area low with our higher lows popping up right here on Market Cipher B, giving us that pinch point, giving us that bullish divergence for a potential bounce back up to the POC is kind of what I would look for if you do get this to print and confirm. 2 hour, this is, 2 hour looking to potentially print this as well. Let's see. Frankie, what is going on? Harley. Shout out to Harley. But yeah, if we do get a local bounce here, this is what I'd be looking at, right? We are approaching the local value area low with bullish divergence forming on the 1 hour here, the 2 hour as well. Not printing quite yet, but I will be looking for this. Not the strongest divergence, if I'm being honest, guys. So I wouldn't be expecting this to take us to the moon. However, if it does give us a bounce, I'll just give you this quick and dirty on quant. Yeah, right here. Key level of resistance is very clear. 786 golden pocket POC confluence, right? If you hold support on the value area low with bullish confirmations, where is price likely to head next? Creighton C, Dave Digital, Tanner A, typical suspects. Where are we going? Potentially getting a move to that point of control / golden pocket 786. And that is what I would look for locally if these divergences confirm. But money flow, yikes, back in the red on the daily, hoping that's a fake out. But higher time frames do look a bit more bearish. 2-day money flow still intact here. Taking a look at the 4-day money flow. Oh, money flow kind of flat. No diverge. Hang on. It could put in a technical bull div here on the 4-day. But I would be careful here. I would be careful. Could put in a weekly. See, what I would like to see for quant is I don't know if you're going to get this, but I would love a little washout into that blue box, which was the level of support we were looking at most recently, for a weekly bullish divergence, and that would be a beautiful place to find to buy the lows on quant, in my opinion. For me, not financial advice. There we go. POC's in the chat. Let's go. Yeah, that is. I would love to see that on quant, but these are the key levels, guys. These basically remain the same. Again, like we typically have. We have the macro range and we have the local range. Looking for a local bounce here, but you know, I would be pretty careful. So there you go. That is what I'm looking for on quant. Things are just kind of messy looking right now, but there you go. All right, let's see. Need me some POC. Shout out to Bro Tip. What is going on, bro? To Earth's Core to buy some cheap BTC. Let's go. Shout out to Astroverse. Rune. Somebody wants to take a look at Rune. Yeah, we can take a look at Rune. Actually, let's take a look at Doge first, because I said we would take a look at Doge, and then we'll take a look at Rune. And here we are on Dogecoin. Looking for, actually, let's see. Well, hey, guys, we got what we were looking for. I don't know if this is what we were looking for. This is very speculative, right? Like, I don't remember if this already happened or if we drew this in anticipation. But I do know what we would look for on Dogecoin, with this purple box would be that bearish retest of your value area low, point of control. And this is guys, this is perfect. This is why we look at the volume profiles. Like I said, when you have money flow being more bearish, coming out on the higher time frames, you want to look for your lower highs to not only come in at your golden pocket 786 confluence, but also your point of control, which you have all within this purple box. So when you have something like a bullish divergence, which you did have here with your lower lows on price, higher lows on your momentum waves, looking for a bounce, but your higher time frame money flow is looking bearish, which I'm not even 100% sure if that was the case at the time. But oftentimes it is when we look for those lower highs to come in. And as you get that move up, money flow starts to come out. Where are you looking for the lower high? Again, golden pocket 786 confluence. And when you have that POC, we know that price likes to test that POC before continuing down. Price wiggles its way up, tests the golden pocket, goes for the 786 POC, and absolutely nukes to the floor. And this is why we trust the POC and the value area levels as much as we do. Now, I want you to realize something. This POC that was rejected so heavily was a previous POC. If I go ahead and extend this to the right, the POC doesn't actually move much. So sometimes it does, but in this case it didn't. But please understand, when you're looking at previous value area levels, they are still respected. You can actually see this previous POC was respected almost to the dollar, whereas your current POC, you kind of peeked over it a little bit, right? So please understand, when you're pulling your ranges, these previous ranges, even if you extend the levels out when the volume profile is not extended to the right, if you just draw these levels yourself, these old value area levels are heavily respected, right? So you keep that in mind. And this is a perfect example of it, and we absolutely nuked. So as we get this move, as we get this continued move down, key levels of, and here we are. Let's pull up the daily. Our full Fibonacci retracement level, golden pocket 786, right here. Golden pocket retracement is sitting right here at about 0.06483 cents. 786 coming in at 0.05965. I would potentially look for a bounce off this golden pocket. Golden pocket, right? This could be considered a healthy correction. So, looking up towards the higher time frame, ooh, fresh red dot on the weekly. Oh, and the 6-day, 6-day and weekly, or this is the weekly, I don't know why I said that backwards. Weekly red dot printing, 6-day red dot printing as well. 5-day fresh red dot. I would look for some potential more downside on Dogecoin, guys. So, could get a retracement here, or a little bit of a local bounce. Ooh, fresh red dot on the 4-hour. Fresh red dot on the 4-hour. Same thing, very similar. Like local bounces, although I'm not looking for the strongest bounces, these 1-hour bull divs on a lot of these coins could give you a little bit of a local bounce to the upside. However, with the way these higher time frames are looking on Doge, I would expect a bigger move down in more of the medium term, if I'm being honest. Until things change on the charts, I would look down towards this, again, local bounce is not impossible. Maybe we get a little bounce here, but I would look down more towards this golden pocket or 786 retracement levels, before looking for any serious heavy bounces on Doge. 12-hour money flow crossover into the red, not looking good. But again, VWAP coming up. That could indicate a short-term move up. But I would be looking for rejections at lower highs just based off of the money flow, right? And what do we have here? Golden pocket, macro POC confluence. If we get a bounce up, this is going to be a big area to look for that rejection. So there you go, guys. That is what we're looking at on Dogecoin. Let's see. Lackluster bounce. Shout out to Ziva. Crypto Girl. What is going on? Mafia POC. Let's get it. Let's see. When Doge gets too low, Elon tweets about it to help it out. Don Manning, you're not wrong. You're actually right. Shout out to you, bro. But, guys, what was the other thing we wanted to look at here? Bear with me. Hashtag, shout out to Crypto Billy. Hashtag value, hashtag sauce, hashtag FYP. Find your people. Hashtag FCU, Frankie Candles University. Check out those new shirts on the merch store. Let's see. To the moon. Shout out to Donald Trump. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Creighton C says up. Let's go. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Rune. Everybody wanted to see Rune. Let's take a look. Take a look at the Binance chart. Oh, baby, coming to the downside. Let's see. Let me see something real quick, guys. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's continue on here. So for Rune, guys, here's the thing. You don't want to short after these big red candles. When you got a big red 12-hour candle like this, now it's not saying we can't come lower without coming up. I'm just saying, you could just totally nuke from here. Don't get me wrong. Red dot printing on the daily. Let's take a look here. Yeah, money flow coming out on your 2-hour. Money flow also starting to come up on your 4-hour. However, more locally, I would be sitting on my hands here for a short. Now, sure, there's a chance I could miss the move. However, I am not willing to short once you get to a low like this, right? Because I can already see not only do we have structural resistance here that was flipped to support. I'll just draw that with a horizontal line, right? Your resistance, bing, bong, becomes support. Right? So this technically would be shorting into support. And you don't want to short support. You want to short resistance. If you missed the short from up here, I hate to be the guy to say it, but you missed your opportunity. But that doesn't mean that another opportunity will not present itself soon. Right? But you don't want to short on these big red candles. And if we go ahead and pull some local fibs here, let's go from this low to the high. 786 retracement, a bounce could be likely to come in here. So even if you pull, yeah. I would expect some kind of a local bounce here. Taking a look at the 2-hour, VWAP kind of flat, but you will eventually print this green dot, and I would expect some kind of a bounce. But with your money flow on the 2-hour, with your money flow on the 4-hour, and if we come up to these higher time frames, daily red dot printing, 2-day red dot looking to print with your VWAP cooling off here, I do think, although, yeah, weekly starting to round off here as well. As these VWAPs on the higher daily time frames look to cool off, I would expect a continued, I should say, move to the downside. However, locally, I do think it's more likely to get a short-term bounce. So what do? We go down to those lower time frames, try to find the key levels to give us context into where those lower highs may come in. So, obviously, if we do get that bounce, your value area low would be a good place to look for a rejection. Actually, pull a more local value, a more local fib here. Could get a rejection at this level. But we're gonna have to wait, guys. We're gonna have to see, like, even on the 30-minute, if we print that green dot, could have a bull div. Yeah, like, you don't want to print as you're deviating out of a range like this, right? In my opinion, like, it's not impossible that this was the bearish retest, right? This could have been the bearish retest, and then this is just going to bring you down to lower lows. But again, like, 4-hour VWAP coming up here. I am not willing, right? Like, really the signal here to go short was these higher time frame bear divs. You have higher highs on your price, lower highs on your 8-hour momentum waves. That was kind of your signal to go short. Amongst other confirmations. But in general, that would have been giving you a bias to look for a short. However, with the VWAP rolling up, like, this is showing you that the 4-hour may roll back to the upside. So why are you going to enter a short, right? Like, this is likely what is likely to happen to people who are looking for short. Like, if you just enter a short here, right, that is, if you're looking to enter a short here, your stop loss would have to be somewhere above this value area high or something like that. But again, like, you're coming up to support. You're at your 786 retracement level, right? If you pull this fib a little bit lower, you could be at your golden pocket. Like, you're likely to get some kind of a bounce here. So why not wait for that bounce to come in and get a much better short entry, potentially at the value area low, or if you break back above this value area low and hold it as support, you could look at some higher levels up here to enter the short as well. But your most immediate level of resistance here is, we already rejected this level. We already rejected this current value area low. So what I would do is I would look locally for this move up. Let me get rid of this macro. I would look for this kind of, I'm going to go ahead and separate this. Right here. These are the key levels I would look for on Rune if we do get a move up. I would look for a rejection here. I would look for a rejection here. If you get above the value area value area low, I would wait and just start treating this as a typical range. Right? So again, not typically the best idea, in my opinion, for me and my trading strategy. I am not going short, especially, money flow coming out would indicate the trend may continue. But locally, it looks like we want to get a bounce. So I'm going to wait to sit on my hands and wait for a retracement to come in to see where that rejection is likely to come in and look for a fresh short entry at a higher price rather than shorting the bottom and then getting stopped out. So there you go. There's a little bit of Rune sauce for you guys. But yeah, there we go. Shout out to Crypto Billy, said Kembro said next to our ICP and Gala if we have time. I will check out Gala real quick. This will be the last one. Thank you for that, Crypto Billy. I appreciate you so much, bro. Let's see. I want to pull up the chart that we've been looking at on Gala, which is going to be hard to find. I guess it's probably this one. Gala. Whoops. Gala. There we go. Okay, we'll just take a look at the Bybit chart fresh here. And I will pull this local range. This looks kind of similar to Bitcoin. That's not what I want. Anchored volume profile. Bada boom. That's not what I want. I was just trying to play around with that. All right, fixed range. Here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. And it does look like we might be losing the range here. It does look like we might be losing the range. Shout out to Mr. Amy. Shout out to you. It says, hey, Frankie, I'm going to throw away my iPad if you don't do TA on BLZ. I'm serious. Shout out to you, bro. Oh, God. R.I.P. the iPad. I'm just kidding, guys. But let's see. Boy, I bought too much Gala too early. Hey, Kembro, could be worse. You could have bought Solana before it went to zero, like I did. But anyway, here we are. Could put a bullish divergence in here on the daily as you deviate from your range. But I will say, yeah, almost could. Yeah, I would look for a potential bull div on the higher time frames here, guys. Between the daily and the weekly, you could be putting in some bull divs here. Excuse me. Could be putting in some bull divs here. 4-day. Yeah, 2-day bull div. Potentially. Now listen, VWAP isn't even rolling back up yet, so I would be very cautious. But if you wind up getting these lower lows with your higher lows on your momentum waves, could be something to look for a significant move to the upside. Continuing on here. Yeah, I mean, this thing is super oversold. Does not mean you can't go lower. Please understand that. A lot of people think, oh, we're overbought, I'll just buy. When we're overbought, I'll sell. And when we're oversold, I'll buy, and I'll never lose a trade. Trust me, that is simply not the case. So be careful. But yeah, fresh 4-hour red dot. We are overbought here. Oversold, right? So we could get a bounce, but I would be careful of this red dot on the 4-hour printing. Yeah, 2-hour fresh bullish divergence. Yeah, short term, I would look for the bull div here on the 1 hour. Yeah, macro value area low, value area high. Yeah, getting your bull div on the 1 hour. I don't know how confident I am in these guys. I'll be 100% honest. Let me extend this to the right. Pull this range as well. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this macro range. I'm actually just going to hide it real quick because it's still relevant. However, yeah. I would look at this. Is this going to extend to the right again? Dang it. Boom. So, this is what I would look for, guys. Yeah, just no real decent levels to look at. I would look, if you get this 1 hour bull div, I would look for a potential move up to test this value area low. Between the 786 and golden pocket, you have your value area low. If you get a bounce off this 1 hour bull div / 2 hour bull div, if it prints, and then you're not going to get it on your 4 hour, but you would really need this 4 hour to roll back over, get rid of this red dot, or get a VWAP flip where you print that that green dot right after the red dot. Yeah. Nothing really looks that strong. I'll be honest here, guys. Like, these bull divs on the lower time frames are likely to give you a move up, but I would be looking. Yeah, your 16 hours rolling back up. Your 12-hour could print a green dot. I would look for a potential continued bounce here in the immediate short term if your 1 hour bull div prints and confirms. If it prints and confirms. So there you go. Lower lows on your price, higher lows. I would look for a continued bounce up, potentially to reject either your golden pocket value area low or 786 retracement level. That's kind of what I would look for locally on Gala. And yeah, that's really what I would look for. If you get a bigger move up, I wouldn't even really look up there yet. This is really the key level that I would be looking at. It's another decent level. I'll pull my fib from this impulse. I would also keep an eye on this golden pocket. Right about there. Yeah, so these are the levels I would look for a rejection. 786, can even extend that a little bit. These are the major levels. So if this move gives you div gives you a move up based off of the higher time frames, I would look for this to potentially continue down. So locally, just like everything else, sentiment remains the same as everything else. Local bounces not impossible, but I would expect any bounces to the upside to be lackluster. And those are the key levels of resistance that I would look for. All right, guys, I think that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Let's see. BTC about to go for another little dump ski. Let's check it. 1 hour bull div invalidated. Yes, 1 hour bull div on Bitcoin is invalidated, guys. Keep that in mind. 30-minute bull div got swallowed up by the red dot here. Oh, not looking great. Not looking great, I'll be honest with you. But Yeah, you guys have all the key levels to look at on Bitcoin as of right now. And remember, guys, in the longer term, if we are going to break this local range to the downside, remember, if we are decisively going to lose this, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC Golden Pocket Confluence right here, sitting between $28,378 and $28,017. And with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got on tonight's live stream. Pop up the face cam real quick here. Let me go ahead and pull up the OBS real quick. But guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Don't forget to smash that like button if you have not already. We're about to spin that wheel of pain and pleasure as we approach that 2-hour mark. Let's go ahead and start spinning that dang wheel. Shout out to Bro Tip, said thank you for your time. Dump it, baby. Let's get these sale prices. Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Nate Anderson in the house. What is going on, Nate? Good to see you. Says, I start listening on my way home from work every day, pick up the kids, make/eat dinner with the wife, get both kids bathed, teeth brushed, play catch with the dog, and get kids to bed, and you're still going. #beast. Shout out to Nate Anderson. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, we be going here on this live stream. We be going here. Especially, we're not going to cut it short after going on a hiatus for 2 missed live streams. Or 3, technically. But here we go, guys. Going to get spin numero uno. Oh, my God. Show the screen. Show the screen. Show the screen. Bing, bong. Here we go. And all that baby nephew talk, guys. Here we are. Preserve your baby's newborn stem cells. Okay. Interesting. Oh, baby, rugged on the first giveaway. How many likes did we get? Do you dip your inhaler in marinara sauce before you use it? And shout out to Chemistry Bro. There is a reason why that emoji is red. The sauce is always red. Let's go. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. I'm getting the Frankie Candles logo tattoo. Shout out to Dylan King. Dylan, I have to say this. I do not recommend this. I think this is a bad idea. Tattoos are a lifelong decision, and I have to say this is a horrible idea. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. But I have to say that if you do it, that would be insane. We've had a couple people say they would get the logo, the Frankie Candles logo tattooed. I don't know if anyone has actually done it yet, but if you do, please find a way to get in touch with me. Hit me up on the Discord DMs or Twitter DMs or in the chat, and let me know if you actually do it. Again, please don't do that. Tattoos are permanent, but hey, I mean, if you do it, definitely let me know, because that might be a first, and that would be absolutely insane if somebody tattooed our logo on their skin. Candle tramp stamps are hot right now. Who said that? Who said it? Okay, guys, screen just went black. Oh, God. What just happened? Am I still live? Am I? Guys, I don't know if I'm live right now. I got to pull up the live stream on my phone. What just happened? What just happened? Are we live again? Oh, God. I think Chrome just freaked out. Oh, yeah. Chrome is frozen. Hold on, guys. Oh, I'm live. Okay, shout out to Tony D. Yeah, okay, we're still live, guys. Unfortunately, oh, come on. We might have to do fresh spins, guys. Yo, all right, bear with me, guys. I got to restart Chrome. Shout out to Google. Bear with me, guys. I'll pull up my face cam real quick. Again, just assuming I am still live. Closing Chrome. Let's see. Oh, my God. All right. OBS freaking out as well. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear, see me, or anything like that. I don't even know if I am. Let me go ahead and, I mean, not that there's anything secret on my desktop. Guys, what is going on? Can you see this? Chrome is tweaking. Okay. Guys, we may... Oh, my God. Okay, there we go. All right, hold up. Okay. I'm back in business. Hold up. I don't know what you guys are seeing right now. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me. All right. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. I'm just going to roll with this, guys. Okay, Chrome crashing again. Chrome crashing again. Okay. I don't know what's going on, guys. I think I'm still live. Yeah, Tony D says we're live. All right, Chrome crashed once again. Okay. Not good. Not good. Not good, guys. Okay, so let's see. All right, I'm going to give fresh spins. Guys. Give me a second to pull up chat here. At least chat still works. Let's see. All right, I think we're still live. 13 giveaways. How do I get a chance to win? Okay, we're good. You guys can see me. All right, we are unfrozen, guys. We are unfrozen. 467 likes. Oh, baby, we're just 100 likes shy of that 550. But let's go ahead and continue to spin this wheel as I hope. Yeah, I think you guys can still see me here. Shout out to maybe Band-Aid. Thank you for that $10 super chat, bro. He says at Tony D bet. I don't know what that means. Tony D says, as you guys know, I have horrible computer hygiene. This episode is brought to you by Fruit Loops. But yeah, Frankie Candles, your PC is acting up. How could it possibly be happening when everything is up to date on it? Everything is out of date, guys. Let's see. I will get a Frankie Candles tattoo for 1,000 XRP. Would make for good content. Tony D does not have any tattoos. Tony D, I would not let that happen. I would not let that happen. Yeah. All right. Well, Tony D's getting the debit card tomorrow. Tony D, we gotta. I don't know if that was a computer thing or a disc or a PC thing. The fact that OBS is frozen makes me think it's a PC thing. So I think it's time to beef this thing up. And I think we go all out. I think we just make this thing like the craziest PC we could possibly get. Like I'm talking like spend some money on this thing. Hey, you scared? Shout out to Tony D. As for me, I'm getting Tony D toe cut tattoo. Oh God, the Tony D toe cut. Tony, you should share some of that in the Discord. Shout out to Tony D trying to get that XRP, baby. Let's go. All right, so we got 460 likes, guys. 5 spins. We gave him 6 spins because we just do that here on this channel. There we go. Give him a giveaway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 giveaways out of 6. Not too bad of a hit rate, if you ask me. Hopefully, yeah. I don't even know. I don't think you guys can see my screen. I think it's all messed up here. But here we go. Hopefully, I'm on a face cam right now, guys. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and restart this computer and go head over to Micro Center and put a fat order in with our boy over there. We got a rep that we work with because we do buy a lot of stuff. And it's overdue. It's overdue. We got to upgrade the Frankie Candles PC. It's going to be an absolute beast. But here we go. That is all the time. Build a bear PC. Let's go. We can see you. Okay. But guys, that's all the time. Hey, shout out to Dave Digital says, don't want more stream issues. Never miss again. Shout out to Dave Digital coming in and making us pay for those 2 missed streams, putting a bug on our PC. Dave Digital's hacked into the mainframe. Shout out to Dave. But guys, with all that being said, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. 5 giveaways added to Friday's actual giveaway picks. That's for you, Kembro, and the mods. Says, Frankie, I've built many PCs. I can help. I don't know if you need help, but yeah, shout out to Chemistry Bro. Appreciate you. You and Tony D have a lot of similar skills. Tony D, also a big PC guy. But guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, as BTC pushes lower towards that golden pocket POC confluence. You guys got those key levels of support to look at. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy, Shout out to my boy, DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
AMRB's what we got.
Yeah, time's close, I whittled them down, stick it to him by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground, setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We played the levels of Letterman jocks. Pins on the jacket, the man's abundant. The point of the road was being and rugged. Hushing, I'm planning on pants in London. The products are not being scared of some judgment. Gotta stay in the cut you off if you ain't making the cut. Couldn't tell you who the hell is behind us. You start to forget when you stay in the front of it's up. And it's up for grabs, no remorse for who I'm taking it from. Numbers I give on my scoreboard is the only form of us staying in touch, that's saying enough. It's time to receive all of the favors I've done. Too late for y'all to switch teams, everybody getting big leagues. Product flying out the shelf, what's in store for us? Known to hit a hole in one, look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whatever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground, setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We played the levels of Letterman jocks. Shout out to Steve. The boy getting love from the harsh critics. Strauss hit me bi-weekly to tell me keep taking it further. You aren't finished and I gotta listen. Any son of believing and see that I'm actually breathing and doing it real time. Love to pull an idea out thin there, act on it and profit in real life. If we not aligned, don't present me a dotted line. Yeah, I'm a QB, but I ain't handing on nothing for someone to monetize. And it goes to the birds too. Can't give it a time of a dollar, so cut her eyes. They get X-out for they had the potential to be my ex. I know how to plays, I'm a seasoned vet. Yeah. Always showing up, known to hit a hole in one. Look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whoever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground, setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We played the levels of Letterman jocks. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang all out, Iwo Jima got one flag. Yeah.
Shout out to Crypto 101. Guys, I'm blind on OBS right now. I don't even know if I'm popping up for a fake out. Oh, I think I am. I see myself on YouTube. There's no lag there. That's a first. Crypto 101 said it. Frankie Candles, show us your one more time. Here we are. Shout out to Crypto 101. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Same time, same place. You know the rest. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.